103. I don't know how well this is gonna go. My internet is being really wonky today. So, we're just gonna play it by ear and hope that my cell phone lives. Alright, let's try and do some calligraphy, shall we? So today we're going to be doing the pencil. Put down our calligraphy book. Put our journal away for the day. So why do we start with the pencil when we have a perfectly good fountain pen sitting at the ready to get some good practice in? Now, if you're not familiar with calligraphy, I suggest that you go back and take my fountain pen calligraphy 101 and fountain pen calligraphy 102 classes. Today we're going to do a little bit of practice of the basic strokes of calligraphy, and then tomorrow we will do something else. So, in order to practice these things, I want you to write each of the strokes in the margin here. So there is the upstroke, the downstroke, the overturn, the underturn, the compound curve, the reverse compound curve, the ascending stem loop, the descending stem loop, the reverse descending stem loop, the oval, the reverse oval, the P and the Z oval, the tittle, the dash, the K loop, the R loop, the S, and the connecting stroke. So we're just going to do a little bit of this. So we're going to take, and we're going to use a guide sheet. What did I do with my guide sheets? You're going to take your guide sheet, okay, and you're going to put it underneath the paper, and you should be able to see through it. Well, I hope I can see through it. Let's see. You should be able to see through it. Can you see through it? Alright, so when we're making these strokes, we're going to make them so that they're on the line. So actually, I already done mucked up this page, so it's fine. So when we use the guide sheets, we're going to go in upwards direction with the upstroke, downwards direction on the stroke, an overturn, comes up on the stroke, around, and then back down on the same stroke. The underturn, the compound curve, the reverse compound curve, the ascending stem loop. Now, when you're making the ascending stem loop, I always come away from the stem as up to, like I'm aiming towards the next square. So you'll see that there's a whole bunch of like diamond axes here, right? So when I make an ascending stem loop, I want to come. Why aren't you focusing? You're gonna come this way, and you're gonna come up, over, around, and then down. And the descending stem loop is kind of the opposite. You come down, around, then up. So you're coming towards this access point and this access point. So it's kind of a tricky thing. Sorry, I did the wrong loop. The descending stem loop comes out, and like you're going along this axis when you come back up, and this axis. So okay. The reverse descending stem loop is kind of the opposite. You have to go down this axis. You're aiming towards this axis over here. Okay, so then we do the oval. Now an oval is twice the height of the width. So this is the height. So you want it to be twice the size of the width. So you want to make it about that wide. Only we're going to make it at an angle with the line. So we're going to start on the one side, come up, over, around, down, and then back up. And that's twice the height of the width. Yeah, I'm having technical issues. Right now I'm on my new phone on 5G, so we will see how well this goes. Okay, so then we're going to do the reverse oval. We're going to start on the other side of the oval, come up, over, around, up. And then the P and the Z oval, we start on the bottom, on the baseline, come up, over, around, down. Kind of like a miniature version of this, only upside down. Okay, then the tittle. When you're making a tittle, if you look at any keyboard that has a tittle, it looks like a circle. I try and always make a little circle when I'm making my tittles. And then a dash. And the K stroke. Gonna come up on the 55, around, and then down and out. The R is an upstroke. A downstroke, and an underturn. The S stroke is kind of the same thing. You're going to make an upstroke, and then an S shape. And then the connecting stroke, up, over, down, and up. Hello, Tracy. How are you doing today? Are you having a nice day? I'm here tonight. I wasn't with it last night to watch you. Oh boy, that's alright. You're doing well. Okay, so when we practice these, you want to practice from the baseline, this baseline here, to make it look like a curve up. You don't want to go straight up. Okay, you want to make it so that it looks like you're curving towards this corner over here. This is kind of a parallelogram. And you don't want to go straight across. You want to kind of make a low curve. So start on one corner and make a low curve to the top corner. Now, for reference, this is the X height. That's how tall an X is. So, if you're using a paper like this big, this would be your X height, which is half the size of your normal height. So you'd write it like this. Okay. Alright, so we're just doing drills here. Practice drills. Okay, so we're gonna continue over. We're gonna go up, over and up, over and up. We're gonna get our hand used to this motion because we're gonna be making it a lot. Start going right on your baseline and then curve up. Right on the baseline, curve up. That is the entrance stroke, or the upstroke as I like to call it. Okay, the next one is the downstroke. You're going to go from the very top of your X height to the baseline, which is the bottom. You're going to just a hard baseline, okay? Hard downstroke, which means that you're going to put a little pressure and pull down. Now, when you're doing your upstrokes, you're going to go real light. When you're going up, you go light. Up, you go light, and when you pull down, you put a little bit of pressure. Now you'll notice that your upstrokes should be lighter than your downstrokes. So when you make an upstroke, it should be real light. Just real lightly make your upstrokes. And then when you make your downstrokes, you're going to push just a little bit. And you'll notice that if you do them just about right, you'll have a darker stroke when you pull down than when you push up. Okay? So, we're going to do a couple of pull strokes. Down strokes, pull nice and hard. Don't break your lead, but just kind of give it just enough to know that you are doing a downstroke, and try and make them as even as possible. Okay, and they're not all going to look the same. And if you're having like a wiggly line, if you're like shaking and you're having like a wiggly line, go faster. Just be confident and pull. Okay. The next is the overturn. Now you're going to go up, and you're going to make a light stroke up, barely touching the top, and then coming down and putting a little bit of pressure on the downstroke. And it should go up in the same direction that it comes down on. It should go up in the same direction that it comes down on. So you go up, real light, up, over, and then down. And this should be half the size of one of these lines in between the lines. So you go up, come around and down. Up, real light, round and down. Up, around and down. I'm trying to get this thing so it's not so in my way or your way. Okay, I need to fix my camera. Just give me a second. The thing keeps trying to make me... Okay, is that better? Okay, so we'll go up on the 55, come around, down, pull, and push. You're gonna kind of pull towards you and push into the paper by just exerting a little bit of pressure here. But when you're pushing, you just barely want to be able to hold the pencil in place. You're gonna do the same thing when you use your fountain pen. You're gonna do very light upstroke around and then pull with your push with your finger and pull towards you. Up, over, around, push. Up, over, around, pull. Push up light. See, and I got real shaky right there. So this is why we use pencil, so we can erase it and start again. Up, over, around, down. Up, over, around, down. Up, over, around, down. So you should notice that your upstrokes are real light and your downstrokes are kind of heavier looking. And this is kind of what we're practicing towards. Okay? Now when we do the overturn, it's the opposite. We go down hard, come over, up around, and then we go real light coming up. Down hard, right till we get to about the 1/3, and then we lighten up, and then we do light up. So hard down, around, and light up. Hard down, around, and light up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, light up. And you should barely be touching the paper when you're going up. So just push a little bit with your finger, and then right about there, lighten up. And then just guide the pencil up. And if you're getting real shaky lines, just go a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. You want to make sure and go the same speed all the way around. Okie dokie. This thing, I swear. Lose my mind. Alright, so the next one we're going to do is the compound curve. And this one's a little tricky because we're going to use this same space in between here and here, right? So we're going to go up real light, come down, push a little bit of pressure, come around, and we're going to go right back up on that same line. Okay, so we're going to go up real light, come around, push a little bit, let up, and then come right back up. So they should almost look like parallel lines. Okay. It shouldn't have a wiggle in it. Don't put a wiggle in it. Just up straight, come around, down straight, come around, up straight. And how long did it take you to write so good when you wrote to me? It took about a month to be able to notice a difference in my writing. But it took about a year before I was comfortable. And I'm still not great. Like, my calligraphy compared to other people's calligraphy is way better. But knowledge is power, and free is also good. And why should people have to pay for calligraphy when it's clearly on the internet for everyone to learn if they want to do so? So I'm going to teach it. And if you can learn from me, hey, that's great. If you can't, there's links in the doobly-doo in the description that perhaps you can follow them and learn other tricks from them too. I'm always learning. I'm not ashamed to share my knowledge with people. And if they don't like it, tough beans. Okay, now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to come over here. We're going to do the reverse compound curve. We're going to go down hard, up light, and then down hard. Okay, so down hard, up light, down hard, 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 down hard, up light, down hard. Yes, you should use a pencil first, if you can. Or some sort of erasable. The thing about it is we're getting used to the feel of being able to... The pencil will give enough feedback so that way you can slow down. You can slow down and you can see what's going on. If you use a pen or a fountain pen, it's too slick. You're gonna be sliding all over the place. It won't give you the same. That's why we're gonna go from a pencil to a roller ball, and then we'll go to a fountain pen. Oops, I already started wrong. Hard down, light up, hard down. Hard down, light up, hard down. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, down. And you should notice that your downstrokes are darker or heavier than your upstrokes. Okay. Tactile feedback. I've done some before. I definitely need practice. Yes, you need to use a pencil, because if you use a fountain pen to begin with, then you're not going to have that knowledge that we're going to use from when we do pencil calligraphy. And this is a month-long course. So this first week we're going to be doing pencil, and we're going to do all of the letters of the alphabet. Alexa, stop. We're going to do all of the letters of the alphabet with the pencil, and then we're going to do all of the letters of the alphabet with a ballpoint, and then we'll do some fountain pen calligraphy. So it's going to be a long journey. Okay, so when we do the ascending stem loop, we're going to imagine a line going straight up. We're going to come up, light, over, around, and then hard down. So up, hard down. Now this is our X height. Okay, so when you're making an ascending stem loop, Am I blurry? I don't know why I'm blurry. Oh, the internet is driving me crazy today. Okay, so when you're making an ascending stem loop, and this is your X height, it will look like this. So it's little, but we're practicing big, because you can always go smaller, but it's more difficult to start small and get bigger. Okay, so we're gonna come out, shoot out, up, over, around, and down. Light, shoot up, over, around, and pull hard down all the way to the baseline. Up, over, around, and down. Up, over, around, and down. And we don't have to go all the way over to, if you go about halfway, and then come around and down. So you'll only use about half of the space. Around, down, up, over, around, down, up, over, around, down, up, over, down, up, over, around, down. One more for good measure. Up, over, around, down. Okay. Now the descending stem loop is kind of the opposite. We're going to come down, pull, 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 and then up, over, and we're aiming towards this over here. Okay, so we're going to come down, we're going to come hard down, about halfway over, around, and then up, like we're going over here. Okay, so hard down, and then light, 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 all the way up, okay? Hard down, and then light, 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 light up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, around, light up. Hard down, around, and light up. Hard down, around, and light up. Down, around, and light up. Hard down, around, and light up. Hard down, around, and light up. Hard down, around, and light up. Okay. So now that we've done that, we're going to go to the reverse descending stem loop, which you come down hard and you go the opposite direction, and you're aiming towards the line behind it. So you'll come down, lighten up right about there, halfway. So this would be the halfway mark, and then we come up towards this top over here. So we come down and start lightening up. Hard down, lighten up. Hard down, lighten up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, up. Hard down. Now, I know people that do hundreds of these pages, just pages and pages and pages worth of these drills, and they're meant to help you a little bit, but sometimes you're gonna have to, you'll figure out when you're ready to move on by just practicing, seeing what helps. Okay, now when we do the oval, we're gonna make a basic circle. We're gonna start on the opposite side, and we're gonna go halfway at the quarter x height. So if this is if this is the x height, then there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are basically 4 spaces in the x height. And we're going to go to the middle of the x height. Okay? And we're going to start on the middle of the x height, and we're going to come up, light, over, around, down, push, and then light up again. And I can already see that I mucked it up. So I'm going to try it again. I'm going to go light up, over, around, down, push. And you're going to start putting pressure right about there and let up right about there. So light, 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 push, 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 light, 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 light. Okay. It should feel like you're just pushing just a little tiny bit right about in the middle. And it should look that way too. Now remember that ovals are double tall that they are wide. So make sure and come all the way into the middle. And make sure that they're all leaning the same way. You don't want to go like that. And you don't want to start at the top, because here's what happens. You start off going hard downstroke, and then there's like a very abrupt transition at the top that goes from light to dark. And so you don't want that. You want to start on the side, come up, over, around, down, and then go back up. Up, over, around, down, up. Up, over, around, down, up. Now, we will get to why we start on the side in another video, but this is just the practice that we're doing today. Okay, so now we're going to do the reverse oval. We're going to start on the opposite side, and we're going to come up, over, around, push down, and then pull back up. Light up, over, around, push, let up. So you should have the opposite side that looks darker than you did the oval. The reverse oval should kind of look like that. And if you find that you're having a little bit of jiggly, go a little bit faster. And you will figure out that if you just barely touch your pencil to your paper while you're making your upstrokes, that you will find that right about there you'll put a little bit of pressure. Pressure. Little bit of pressure. Little bit of pressure. Little bit of pressure. Wow. Okay, so we will get there. We will get there. We're just doing the practice today. So, now we're going to do the Z loop. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to come up over, around, and in. Come up over, around, and in. We're kind of making a teardrop shape. Now this is mainly for the Z, so if you kind of imagine that you're making a Z, that helps. Up, over, around, down. Make sure that you push. You're up, going light up, and then pressing in when you come down. So up, over, around, down. And then when you get used to that, have that space. And then you'll be doing well. The tittle is clearly the easiest, but not everybody gets it right. So in an old style typewriter, it's a little tiny circle. You can fill in a circle like this, but if you make a little circle, people will definitely know that it's a tittle and not a period. The period goes on the bottom line and it's filled in. So that way you know between the difference between a tittle, a comma, a semicolon, and a colon. Okay? Tittle. And the cross is pretty easy too. It's just going from left to right. And preferably in the middle of your X height. So the quarter mark. The quarter. The R stroke is probably one of the most difficult so far. We're going to make a reverse ascending stem loop. So we're putting a little bit of pressure right there. And then we're making an underturn. We're going to come up over, a little bit of pressure there, and then we're going to come back out just a little bit and an underturn. So it kind of looks like this. Okay. So come up over, pressure there, pressure there. Up over, pressure there, pressure there. So there is our middle X height. That's where you want to come in at. Pressure there, pressure there. Up over, pressure there, pressure there. Pressure there, pressure there. Up over, pressure there, pressure there. Up over, pressure there, pressure there. Up over, pressure there, pressure there. Over, pressure there, pressure there. Over, pressure there, pressure there. Up, over, pressure there, pressure there. Over, pressure there, pressure there. And one last one for good measure. And the you'll see that the the middles of the R's should, the K's should all be kind of in the middle there. In the middle-ish. The R is one of the only letters that comes above the X height, which is you do an upstroke, and then you come to the corner X, come upstroke to the. This would be half. This would be the third X height. Come down to the X height, and then an underturn. So when you make an R, you kind of make a big upstroke, like a curve. It's like a curved line. A curved line from the upstroke, just a little tiny space, and then an underturn. So, and if you're coming okay, so we go upstroke, line, underturn. Upstroke, curved line, underturn. So if this is a pulled stroke, so this is going to be heavy, and then light up. So light up, heavy down, light up. Up, heavy down, light up. Up, down, and up. When do you write the reverse oval? The S, it takes the whole width. That's the K. That's the R loop. When you're making an R, it only takes a half space. So when we write it, we're usually coming from another letter, unless it's the first letter, and then this would be the half stroke. And come like that. So a word like car would be C A R. See, because we're already coming in from a half from another letter. But we'll get into that in another episode. So the S, oops, move my guide sheets back. Here, the S stroke we're going to come upstroke, and the S stroke also comes above the X height, just as far as the R does, and it makes a shape of an S. Okay, so we're going to do an upstroke and an S stroke, and it should only be about as thick as half of a space. So, upstroke, S-stroke. I sometimes come down and make it into a ball serif. You can do that if you want to. Upstroke, S-stroke, upstroke, S-stroke, upstroke, S-stroke, upstroke, S-stroke, upstroke, S-stroke, upstroke, S-stroke. So when you go up, you go light. Come down, you press hard. And you go up light, press down, up, press. Now the connecting stroke is one of the more interesting strokes, because when you're making a word like W, you're using a connecting stroke to connect it to another letter. So this one comes from the inside. So here is our line, and we're going to come on the inside, and we're going to go out. So from the inside out, it kind of looks like a check mark. So you definitely want to make a U-style check mark. And remember, hard down, light up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, light up. Hard down, light up. And these will all depend on the next letter that you're going into, but we will get into that. So hard down, light up. Now these are all of the basic strokes that you need to make the lowercase alphabet. Whew, I said that these were going to be less than 30 minutes, and I apologize. These, do a page of these, and maybe the back side of your sheet. I wouldn't really suggest using the back side of your sheet, so that's why we're going to use the front side of our sheet. And we're just going to do a whole bunch of these little strokes. And then tomorrow we will come in and we will start making letters. Okie dokie. So, that is all for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed that one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all, so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. And I will be back very soon with another video. So, take care until then. Okay, love you, bye.